Hi guys, today I'm going to do a video on how to engrave using your Cricut Maker and 3rd degree laser acrylic blanks. This is my first video, so please bear with me as I work through some kinks. First, you want to upload your image. I'm using one that says Let It Snow. You want to make sure that you go to line type and change it to engrave. Next, you want to upload your shape. Files for shapes and sizing can be found on 3rd Degree Laser's Facebook page under Announcements. Once you have your shape uploaded, you want to change the size to the actual blank size. For this image, it's 4 by 4.25. Place your acrylic blank behind the image that you want to engrave. Select all and attach. Now you can move your image anywhere on your canvas. I'm going to place mine at 5 on the baseline and 2 on the left-hand side. 5 on the base and 2 on the left-hand side. Now if I were to go to make it right now, it's going to throw this image up to the left upper corner, which is not where I want my image to engrave. You can see these 2 red lines going across and down. That is normally where your Cricut cuts on the mat. In order to keep my image on the 5 and the 2, I need to create a little shape. So I'm just going to take it and create a square. I want to change the positioning of that square, so the x-axis is 0.25 and the y-axis is 0.25. I then want to change that line type to also engrave. And I want to resize that image to 0.001 by 0.001. I come back to my main image and I detach. I want to get rid of the little globe behind, which is the acrylic blank. I then select all, so it selects my tiny square up here and the image I want to engrave, and I attach those. Now when you go to make it, it's going to keep your image on the mat where you want it. Hit continue. When your materials pop up, you want to browse all materials. Scroll down to the bottom, and under Other, you're going to choose Thick Acrylic 2mm. Next, we will move over to our Cricut Maker, and I will show you how to put the blank onto your mat so that it cuts in the center or engraves into the center of your acrylic blank. Now we are going to engrave our acrylic blank. Your acrylic blanks come with a brown paper on both sides. You want to peel off one side of that brown paper. I am also using the green mat. You may need some extra tape if your mat is not very sticky. You want to make sure that you're using the engraving tool. Make sure you place your engraving tool in your Cricut Maker. If you recall, we placed our acrylic blank on the computer at the 5 and the 2, and that's where we're going to place ours. Make sure that you put the acrylic blank side up and your brown paper down. Once you have it on your mat, press firmly into place. Line up your mat and make sure that your white wheels are out of the way of where your blank is going to go under this arm. You don't want those wheels to go over your blank at all. Go ahead and load your mat. And when the Cricut symbol comes up, you will be able to hit your Cricut symbol. The first cut that it does is your little tiny square that you had to help line up your image onto your acrylic blank. I always check my image after it's done cutting to make sure that I'm satisfied with it. If you want to go over it a second time, you just need to hit the little Cricut button again. Once it is finished, unload your mat, and I just take a cloth and wipe it off because there will be a few little shavings left on it. Peel your blank off. Then you can take the back side off of your acrylic blank as well. To see your image, place it in a little light box. And now you can see the image. For the most part, it's fairly centered. It does take a little trial and error sometimes, but for the most part it is fairly centered. If you want to, you can also take a marker, or you can decorate the back any way you choose. I have taken a marker on some of my other ones and gone over the image with a black marker by coloring it, and then just wiping off the excess with alcohol and a cotton ball. But I think I like this one the way it is, so I'm going to leave it. And there you have it. There's how to use your Cricut Maker to engrave on a 3rd degree laser blank. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, happy crafting.